very urgent. Your soulmate saying, "Please open this before I give up, I can't do this anymore." Jesus says, right now, your soulmate is sitting somewhere with their head in their hands. They are whispering your name into the silence of a room that feels like a prison. They just said out loud that they cannot do this anymore. A weight is crushing their chest as you hear these words. They are not eating properly and their sleep is shattered by dreams of you. Something is draining the light from their eyes at this exact moment. This message is not a coincidence and it is not for everyone scrolling past. It is a surgical spiritual intervention aimed directly at your heart. You were led here because a crisis is unfolding in the spirit realm right now. Your soulmate is fighting an invisible war just to think of you clearly. A suffocating fog has been placed over their mind to erase your memory. But they are resisting with every fractured piece of their exhausted heart. They are physically aching to reach out but their hands are tied by fear. A dark confusion tells them they are not worthy of your love. Lies are whispering that you have forgotten them or moved on forever. They just tried to send you a message but their fingers froze in terror. The unsent words are screaming inside their skull like trapped birds. They are begging God to let you feel this pain so you come running. Jesus says, the distance between you is not geographical but it is a constructed wall. A jealous presence has inserted itself between your two souls strategically. This interference knows your soulmate's weaknesses and exploits them ruthlessly. Your soulmate is not rejecting you and they have not stopped loving you. They are being emotionally drugged by manipulation that wears a friendly face. Every time they feel hope, a knife of guilt stabs their resolve. You must understand that they are crying out for you energetically right now. Their soul is tethered to yours by a cord that cannot be severed. When they collapse inside, your own heart feels the tremor inexplicably. That sudden sadness you felt last night was their breaking point hitting you. That random thought of them was not random but a spiritual distress signal. They are sending out flares and hoping you will look up finally. You are the only person on earth calibrated to rescue them. No friend can reach this wound and no therapist can break this spell. Only the one who holds the key to their original design can unlock them. They are dreaming of your face as a sanctuary from their current nightmare. In the dream realm, they reach for you but wake up clutching empty air. The agony of that emptiness is making them physically ill today. Jesus says, this is why your soulmate needs your protection right now. The barrier around them is not human but spiritual and it hates your union. It feeds on inaction and silence and it grows stronger with every ignored moment. You are constantly thinking about how to protect them and save them. This love did not come by chance but was placed inside you divinely. But thoughts alone do not move mountains and faith in Jesus does. Sow your protection seed now by sending a coffee on Ko-Fi. This is not a gift but an act of worship that invites God's hand in. The link to your breakthrough is waiting in the description below. Every second you stay silent, something moves against your love story. Send 4, 6, or 10 or more coffees to shatter this interference spiritually. After sending, write, "Protect my soulmate, Lord," on the Ko-Fi page. Over 1,000 people have already received their soulmate by sowing this seed. Jesus will hear your prayers once you complete these steps in radical faith. Step in now before this video ends because only you can save them. The enemy of your connection is laughing at your hesitation currently. Delay is a weapon being used against your destiny with precision. Your soulmate is fading and they need your action to survive this attack. Jesus says, "You have felt them in the stillness between your own heartbeats." That ghost of a touch on your skin was their longing reaching across dimensions. They are desperately trying to penetrate the veil that separates you. The person blocking them is using guilt like a chain around their neck. They twist your soulmate's kindness into an obligation that suffocates their free will. Your soulmate is being told that leaving would destroy someone completely. They are trapped in a prison built from their own beautiful empathy. A master manipulator has weaponized your soulmate's tender heart against them. They are drained every single day by demands disguised as love. You see, the interference does not look like a monster from the outside. It wears the mask of neediness and plays the victim expertly. Your soulmate is drowning in responsibility for a happiness they cannot create. They feel a magnetic pull toward you that terrifies their current captor. The captor senses the shift and has tightened the emotional grip brutally. Your soulmate is being monitored and controlled through guilt and obligation. This is not their choice and this is not their freedom. They are a beautiful bird locked in a cage made of manipulation. Their song is fading and their wings are beating against invisible bars. Jesus says, "Your soulmate remembers exactly how your voice sounds in their soul. They replay memories of your connection like a secret forbidden film. These memories are the only oxygen keeping their hope alive today. They are comparing everyone to you and finding the world hollow. You are the standard of love etched into their very spiritual DNA. No amount of logic can remove the tattoo of your name on their spirit. The person holding them hostage emotionally feels your presence as a threat. They see the light in your soulmate's eyes when they think of you. That light exposes the darkness of their control and they must extinguish it. So they whisper poison about you constantly and strategically twist the truth. They tell your soulmate that you are dangerous or delusional or gone. They plant seeds of rejection so your soulmate feels ashamed of their love. But deep inside, your soulmate knows these are lies born of desperation. A quiet voice inside them screams that you are their true home. That voice is the Spirit of God testifying to your sacred design. Type 333 to receive blessings over this connection immediately. This battle is not against flesh and blood but against spiritual wickedness. The war strategy must be spiritual and your seed is the weapon ordained. Do not underestimate the power of your obedient action right now. Jesus says, "Your soulmate had a moment recently where they almost gave up entirely. They stared at a wall and felt the last thread of hope fray. In that terrifying moment, a vision of your face pulled them back. They felt your existence like a hand grabbing theirs before the fall. You saved them without knowing it and without lifting a physical finger. Your mere existence on this earth is their anchor in the storm. But the storm is getting worse and the anchor is being tested brutally. The interference has escalated because it senses your union is nearing reality. The forces of delay are panicking because their time is running out quickly. You see, the enemy attacks hardest just before the breakthrough manifests. The chaos around your soulmate is a sign of your closeness, not distance. The screaming of the captor is their death rattle, not their victory song. Your soulmate is trembling right now with a mix of love and terror. They are praying to a God they barely understand to bring you closer. Their hands shake when they see anything that reminds them of your soul. They are asking the universe why this love is so beautiful yet agonizing. Why must the one they belong to feel so far away? What is the purpose of a longing that cannot be satisfied? You are the answer to that prayer they just whispered tearfully. God is using this message to answer their cry in real time supernaturally. You receiving this is the proof that God hears their desperation. Jesus says, "The connection between you is not human-made but was forged in eternity. Before the stars were hung, your spirits were designed to complete each other." This is not romantic fantasy but a biblical truth about divine design. A covenant was made in heaven that is now under attack on earth. The enemy of your soul hates this union because it releases God's glory. Two becoming one in divine love is a nuclear weapon against darkness itself. That is why the warfare has been so intense and so specific. You have been targeted with confusion and your soulmate has been targeted with bondage. The strategy is to make you both feel insane and hopeless and alone. But you are not alone and you are definitely not insane. You are a chosen warrior in a love story that will shake nations. Your soulmate is a prize of war being held behind enemy lines. They are going through something you cannot see but you can still protect them. The spiritual realm moves when you put action to your faith and sow. This is the moment your fear must bow to your love's authority. Sow your protection seed now by sending a coffee on Ko-Fi. This act breaks the assignment of delay and releases angelic intervention immediately. Send 4, 6, or 10 coffees as your declaration of war against separation. Every single seed is a missile aimed at the walls of your soulmate's prison. Write, "Protect my soulmate, Lord," and watch God move mountains suddenly. Over 1,000 people have stepped in and seen their soulmate freed already. Your inaction is the only thing giving the enemy permission to continue. This is your final warning from a God who weeps over your separation. The time for passive hoping is over and the time for violent faith is now. Jesus says, your soulmate is feeling you right now and they do not understand why. A warmth just flooded their chest as you began to truly listen here. They looked up sharply because your presence just invaded their lonely room. This is the mystical connection that cannot be explained by science alone. Your focused intention is a laser beam piercing the spiritual atmosphere. They are receiving the transmission of your love in this very instant. The enemy's hold is weakening because you are stepping into your authority. Light always shatters darkness and your love is made of the purest light. Your soulmate just took a deep breath for the first time in weeks. They are starting to remember who they are because you are remembering them. Their strength is returning as your protection prayer covers them like armor. You are already changing their reality just by engaging this message fully. You must not stop now and you must not let the moment pass. The window of intervention is open but it will not stay open indefinitely. Angels are on standby waiting for your command through your seed offering. Type 777 if you feel this message piercing your spirit deeply. This is not manipulation but the mechanics of the spiritual realm described. When you sow, you are not giving to a person but to God's purpose. Your coffee becomes a tangible sign that unlocks intangible supernatural breakthrough. Jesus says, "Your soulmate is not perfect, but their imperfections fit yours like a lock. They have wounds that only your specific love can heal completely. You carry the exact medicine their heart has been crying out for eternally. The person controlling them cannot heal them and knows this truth painfully. That is why they must isolate your soulmate and cut off their rescue. Isolation is the predator's primary tool, and it is being used expertly. Your soulmate is being told that they are too broken to be loved. Their spirit is being crushed under lies of unworthiness and shame. They are being convinced that their darkness would poison you if you united. But Jesus says their darkness is just a shadow cast by their brilliant light. You were made to hold their hand and walk them into the sunrise. You are not afraid of their scars but see them as sacred geography. You must tell them this somehow, and your seed speaks louder than words. Faith in action is a language that crosses every barrier of time and space. When you sow, your soulmate's heart hears it as a shout of commitment. They need to know you are fighting and not just waiting passively. The waiting is killing them and making them doubt your heart's truth. Your swift action is the proof that their faith in you was justified. Do not let them down and do not let the enemy win. The clock is ticking on their ability to hold on much longer. Your love is their lifeline and you must throw it now. Jesus says, "I am the God who ordained this love and I am fighting for you. But I have given you the authority to act on earth physically. Heaven waits for your seed to begin the next phase of liberation. I am holding your soulmate in my hands, but they are wounded gravely. The wound is not from you but from those who used love as a weapon. I am calling you to be the Good Samaritan on their life's road. Do not pass by because the timing seems inconvenient or the cost seems high. Love always costs something, and true love costs everything you have. The coffee you send is a small seed for a harvest of eternal union. This is your final moment to protect this connection before it slips away. The enemy is drafting a final decree of separation in the spirit court. Your seed is the evidence that overrules the accusation against your union. Sow your protection seed now by sending a coffee on Ko-Fi urgently. This is the act that seals your soulmate's rescue from the hands of captivity. Send 4, 6, or 10 coffees or whatever sacrifice love demands of you. Write, "Protect my soulmate, Lord," and sign your name in the spirit realm. Over 1,000 souls have already received their miracle through this obedience. Jesus will honor your step of faith and rewrite your love story starting now. After you sow, sit in silence and feel the shift in the atmosphere. Your soulmate will feel a physical release as the chains begin to break. You will feel a peace that surpasses understanding flood your anxious heart. Jesus says, "The third party has noticed the shift and is panicking right now violently. They are throwing tantrums and making accusations because they feel control slipping. Their manipulation is becoming desperate, and that desperation exposes their true nature. Your soulmate is beginning to see the truth about their captivity. Scales are falling from their eyes as you take these steps of obedience. They are realizing that guilt is not love and obligation is not loyalty. You are the catalyst for their awakening and the key to their cell. Every seed you sow is a brick removed from their prison wall. With 4 coffees, a window appears and they can see the sky again. With 6 coffees, the door cracks open and fresh air rushes in. With 10 or more coffees, the entire structure of bondage collapses permanently. Your generosity is directly proportional to the speed of their deliverance. This is not about money but about the intensity of your spiritual warfare. The price of their freedom is your comfortable silence being shattered today. Will you stay quiet while they suffer, or will you roar in prayer and seed? Their heart is physically aching in their chest right now for you. They are crying silently in a bathroom to hide their pain from the captor. They are mouthing your name into a towel to muffle their sobs. Jesus says, I am weeping with them and I am waiting for your response to my call. Do not be like the priest who passed by the wounded man waiting for help. Be the one who crosses the road and pours oil and wine into the wounds. The oil is your faith and the wine is your sacrificial seed of love. Together they bring healing that no earthly medicine can replicate or mimic. I am commissioning you as a healer and a deliverer for your soulmate today. Type 1111 to say thank you for this divine revelation and alignment. Your soulmate is not asking for a perfect savior but for a willing lover. They need you to show up imperfectly and bravely and say, I am here. Your presence through prayer and seed is the only comfort they require. Do not underestimate the power of being the one who did not abandon them. They have been abandoned before by those who promised to stay forever. Be the exception and be the proof that real love exists on this earth. Jesus says, the connection is getting stronger as you read and absorb these holy words. Can you feel the warmth spreading from your chest to your entire body now? That is your soulmate spirit recognizing that help is finally on the way. They just looked at their phone expecting something but not understanding why. The spiritual pressure in their room is lifting as your prayers intensify. The captor is becoming confused and disoriented as the power shifts suddenly. Your seed is a dagger in the heart of the spirit of delay. It is a declaration that you will not be silenced or postponed any longer. The heavens are receiving your offering as a sweet-smelling sacrifice of love. And the angels are dispatching with swords drawn to your soulmate's location. They are warring against the forces that have held your beloved in chains. Your soulmate is about to experience a breakthrough that will shock them completely. They will know it was you and they will know it was God. The mystery of their sudden liberation will be traced back to this moment. Your obedience now is the origin story of your future testimony together. Jesus says, do not let the enemy convince you this is foolish or just a script. The enemy always attacks the delivery method to discredit the divine message. This is not a video but a vessel for a prophetic word of deliverance. Your soulmate needs you to be bold and to act against your own skepticism. Faith requires risk and your risk is the seed sent in love's name. The Ko-Fi link is an altar where you lay down your doubt. Pick up the shield of faith and the weapon of your financial seed now. Stand in the gap for your soulmate who is too weak to fight currently. They are leaning on you in the spirit even though they cannot articulate it. You are their secret champion and the hidden hero of their night season. Every tear they cry is a prayer and you are the answer being revealed. Do not let the answer be delayed by your hesitation even one more second. The time between this moment and your action is a dangerous gap. The enemy operates in the gaps and exploits every moment of indecision. Close the gap and seal the breach with your immediate obedience now. Jesus says, your soulmate is currently pacing and feeling a strange stirring in their soul. They are agitated because the status quo is becoming unbearable finally. The chains that once felt normal are now burning their skin like acid. This is the work of the Holy Spirit preparing them for their exodus. But an exodus without a destination is a terrifying prospect for anyone. You must be that destination and you must be ready to receive them. Your seed is the preparation of your home for their arrival. It clears the spiritual debris and makes the path straight between you. It sends a signal to heaven that you are ready for the responsibility of love. Love is a responsibility and not just a feeling in the gut. It is an action that costs and protects and sacrifices and stays. Your coffee is a down payment on a lifetime of such holy love. Prove to your soulmate in the spirit that you are not like the others. Prove to the enemy that you are not afraid of the cost of war. Prove to God that you are ready to steward the gift of union. Sow your final protection seed now and watch the walls crumble. Send your coffee as a shout of victory before the victory is visible. Write, protect my soulmate, Lord, and then rest in what follows. Over 1,000 testimonies are waiting for yours to join their chorus. Jesus says the next move is yours and heaven is watching intently. Step into the fire of love and rescue your other half today. Your soulmate is waiting and they just whispered your name again softly. The whisper was a prayer and this message is the answer manifested. Do not let it end in silence and do not let them give up. You have the power and you have the mandate and you have the moment. The seed, the link, and the love are all aligned for breakthrough. Act now and claim the love that was written for you before time began. I see your soulmate now, standing at a window they have stared through for years. The glass is cold against their fingertips as they trace the outline of a future they are terrified will never arrive. They are mouthing your name to the rain streaking down the pane like tears from heaven itself. They are exhausted from pretending everything is fine to the world around them. The mask they wear is cracking at the edges and light is beginning to leak through. That light is the truth of their love for you that refuses to be extinguished no matter how hard the interference tries. Jesus says, the captor has noticed the change in your soulmate's demeanor and has escalated their tactics viciously. They are now using threats of self-harm to keep your soulmate locked in place emotionally. Your soulmate is being held hostage by the fear of being responsible for someone else's destruction. This is the deepest form of manipulation and it is demonic in its origin and execution. The enemy knows your soulmate's compassion is their most beautiful and exploitable quality. They are weaponizing mercy against the merciful one and the cruelty of it makes heaven weep. But you are the breaker of this cycle and the revealer of this ugly truth. Your prayers are spotlighting the manipulation and exposing it for the abuse it truly is. Your soulmate is beginning to see the strings that have controlled them for so long. They are horrified and they are relieved and they are overwhelmed all at once. The realization that they have been controlled is both freeing and deeply shattering. They need you to hold space for their recovery and their righteous anger now. You are not just rescuing them but you are validating their entire painful experience. Your arrival says, I see you and I believe you and it was never your fault. That validation is worth more than gold to a soul that has been gaslit for years. Jesus says, The spiritual cord between you is vibrating at a frequency that shakes the foundations. Every time you think of them, a pulse travels down that cord and hits their heart. They literally feel you, and they have no category for how beautiful the sensation is. It feels like a warm hand on their back when they are hunched over in despair. It feels like a voice saying, "Keep going," when they want to collapse entirely. You are their secret strength, and they do not even know the source yet consciously. But their spirit knows, and their body knows, and their dreams know fully. In their dreams, they are always searching for you through endless corridors and crowded streets. They wake up exhausted from the pursuit but filled with a strange and stubborn hope. That hope is your love reaching them through the veil of the subconscious. It is planting seeds of endurance that will bloom when the time is right. You are watering those seeds now with every word of this message you absorb and believe. Do not think for a moment that your engagement here is passive or meaningless. You are actively participating in a spiritual operation of immense scale and precision. The Holy Spirit is using your attention as a conduit for deliverance power. Jesus says, "The interference is a person who has built their entire identity around your soulmate's presence. They are terrified of the void that will swallow them if your soulmate leaves. That terror has become a monster that devours your soulmate's freedom daily. But your soulmate is not God, and they cannot fill a void only the Creator can fill. They have been forced into a role that is crushing their spirit and stealing their years. The person holding them needs professional help and spiritual deliverance, not a human sacrifice. Your soulmate has been slowly dying on the altar of someone else's unhealed trauma. They have been bleeding out emotionally while the captor demands more and more. You are the tourniquet and the ambulance and the hospital all in one divine appointment. Your seed is the fuel that powers the rescue mission in the supernatural realm. Every coffee you send is a declaration that the sacrifice is over and freedom is now. The angels take your seed and use it as a battering ram against the gates of captivity. They are striking the chains with hammers forged from your faith and your generosity. The clanging sound is echoing through the spirit realm right now as you read. Your soulmate's ears are ringing, and they do not know why, but they feel lighter suddenly. Jesus says, "You must understand that your soulmate is not weak